we're going to create an inspired action plan. And there's basically two different types of action that I see. There's forced action, where we make ourselves do something, and it doesn't feel enjoyable, and we don't want to do it, and we're fighting tooth and nail all the way. And then the other type of action is what I call inspired action. Now, we've all had the experience of feeling inspired at some point in our life. Isn't that correct? Has everybody felt inspiration? And so the idea of inspired action is that when you're in that moment of inspiration, when you're feeling inspired and I really want to do this, is to take some specific type of action. See, sometimes the thing is that we're inspired to create something that might be really big, or it might seem huge. But if we just, out of that inspiration, if we just start taking a step in that direction, then it can be sort of like a snowball, if you will, going down the hill. Follow your inspiration, follow your bliss. This is part of it. We're going to start this by doing what I would call, if you look at this side of the piece of paper right here, this is what I would call an example of a structured brainstorming. And it's a very simple tool. And what I want you to do is, and don't do it just yet, but you'll get a blank piece of paper, and then in the middle of the piece of paper, you'll put one word in the middle of the piece of paper that has to do with one of the three things you're working on manifesting. You see, I did it for the example I've been showing, which is relationship. For you, it might be a career or a job or whatever it is. Just one word, you put it in the center of the piece of paper. And then what you do is just take a few minutes and then let it flow in a positive direction to another word that connects with it. It could be, if you see for this one, for relationship, there's wonder, and then love, and then freedom, and then commitment and marriage, whatever. These are the things that I came up with where it flowed to the next one. This is a structured brainstorm. And so what I want you to do is, I want you to get a blank piece of paper. Now, looking at your structured brainstorm, answer the following questions. Number 1, do you feel inspired to take any action at all? Keep in mind that you're not making a commitment to take action here. Just state if you feel inspired to take any action whatsoever. Have fun with this. Go ahead and answer that. Number 2, how do you feel about taking any of the above actions? Go ahead and answer that question. The next question is, do any of the above actions feel too big for you? In other words, do the actions feel like they would just be too big of a step for you to take right now? Or is the step actually doable for you? So number 4, if the steps feel too large, then you can break it down into smaller steps that feel doable to you. For example, let's say you had an inspired action to join an online dating service and that feels too big for you. Then you could take a smaller step by researching online dating services as a possible option. This is in relationship to something you're manifesting. So if that step above feels too big, then go ahead and break it down into a smaller step that feels doable. You can do that now. Are you willing to commit to any of these inspired actions? Yes or no? If you answered yes, can you give a day or a date that you will complete this action by? A specific day and a specific date that you'll complete this action by, if you answered yes. Do you have someone who can support you in taking this action? In other words, do you have someone who you can share this with and then contact them once you've taken the action? It's important to note here that you want to find someone who will support you in a gentle and supporting way. Who is this person? Go ahead and put that person's name down there. Action is the bridge between the inner world and the outer world. It's what you're going to do, what you're inspired to do, to move in the direction of it physically. Does that make sense? So if, let's say if you wanted to manifest a car, for instance, you could visualize it and you could feel good about it and you could think good thoughts about it, but then there's an action that you may be inspired to do. It could be going to test ride cars. But I mean, action is a form of an intention. When you take action and you're moving, as you move in the direction of your heart's desire, it's going to move towards you.